What's going on, everybody? Happy motherfucking Sunday. Let's fucking get it. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. You guys know the vibes, man. Let's do the damn thing. What's good, everybody? My man said, inside the bar, unsubscribed. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye. What's good, everybody? Orlando, Deuce, VQ, Kyle. What's good, what's good, what's good? Steadfast, Raya, Pascal, what's good, brother? Coolio, Diana, MC, Ready, Shay. What else we got here? Sherman. What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday, sort of maybe. Brian. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everybody having a great weekend. And let's get it, man. As always, let's go ahead and have a great night tonight. We got a big week ahead of us. Very big week ahead of us on the charts. Someone just said they're unsubscribing because the title says Inside the Bar. And I feel like that's a good reference and a good title for tonight's live, because we quite literally are inside the bar on the weekly. So whoever said they were unsubscribing because of that, I'm not literally inside the bar. I'm referring to the charts being inside the previous bar on the weekly. You know, just a little pun, a little play on words. But yeah, man. Alexis, how you doing tonight? Alexis, Texas. I don't know why I just said that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, man. How was everybody's weekend? What's going on, man? Where's everybody tuning in from? My man seen inside the bar. Man, Felony's fucking inside the bar doing a Sunday watch list. Fuck this motherfucker. Yeah, man. Sorry you feel that way. Man, had flashbacks to AA meeting. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anybody battling addiction, I know that's an absolute uphill battle, right? It's a lifelong battle, so love you, man. Alexis, I that was my ADHD. I don't know why that came out. I apologize. Well, you can clearly see where my mind is. It is far from the charts. Yeah. Alrighty, you guys. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. We got Maryland in the building, Miami, Cali. Who else we got? Ohio, Orlando, UK. What's good, man? Big Cater. Nola, what's down, baby? What's down, baby? Fredericksburg, let's go. Right down the street. Duval. And I feel like everybody from Duval just reps hard as fuck. Like when you ask them where they from, man, I'm from Duval. You know what I mean? And it's like, what is so good out there that everybody reps Duval so hard? You know? I don't get it. What the fuck is Duval? That's in Florida, right? Oh, let me see. Duval County. Yeah, that's Florida. That motherfucker's something else. North Carolina, North Dakota. God damn. What the fuck is out in North Dakota? It's probably beautiful out there, to be honest. Detroit, hell yeah. Vegas, Sin City, let's go. Yeah, literally no good reason at all. Alright, everybody. Snellville. That is in the bumfuck of nowhere in Atlanta. I know that for sure. The Hamptons, hell yeah. Cincinnati, cool, cool. Alrighty, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into tonight's live. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and make this chart bigger for you guys. We're going to go ahead and pull up the economic calendar, and we're going to have a great night, everybody. We're going to have a great night tonight. What color do we want to rock with? We'll rock with green. We are going into Monday, October 20th. Give me 2 seconds here. I got to fix this. Monday, October 20th. Nothing of importance here on Monday. Tuesday, nothing of importance here. Wednesday, nothing of importance here. Thursday, the fun does begin. We have jobless claims at 8:30, along with existing home sales at 10 a.m. And then on Friday, we have a very, very eventful morning here. It's October 24th. We have CPI at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by 9:45 PMI, along with consumer sentiment and new home sales at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got quite the morning there on Friday. But outside of that, Thursday's a pretty interesting day here. Nothing too crazy, but some very decent data points for sure. Going into Thursday and Friday, specifically Friday, should be able to get a nice eval passer here off of CPI. So we can definitely look forward to that. Outside of that, that's pretty much it, man. Very chill week. I do want to pull up the earnings calendar here. That is something I do want to do because we are tumbling our way into earnings season. So let's go ahead and pull this up real quick. Right here, as you guys can see, we're going into a pretty interesting week. Got Coca-Cola, GE reporting. Triple M's a fun one to trade. RTX even is interesting. Got GM. Netflix is a big one, very big one. Tesla is a massive one. AT&T. QS is a fun one to trade. We got American Airlines coming in. Intel. So we got a few big names reporting this week. The main ones obviously being Tesla here and Netflix. But we have a few names outside of that can provide value in terms of a post-earnings setup. And yeah, those data points probably won't release as they haven't with the government being shut down, unfortunately. So that being said, I don't know what we're going to be looking forward to this week. How long has the government been shut down? It's been a while, no? What is the longest government shutdown? Does anybody know? What is the longest time period the government December 2018 to January 2019. So what was that, a month? 35 days? The 35-day shutdown surpassed the 21-day shutdown of 95 to 96. So the last one was 35 days at December 2018 to January 2019, which was 35 days. Right now, where are we at? I think we should be at like the 2-week mark, no? We're getting up there, aren't we? It was under Trump, yeah. Something's going on for sure. Something is going on for sure. But let's stick to what matters, right? Let's focus on the chart. We're on 19 days. Interesting. So let me see. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So if we're still shut down going into November 5th, we will take the cake here for the longest government shutdown in 2025 going into 2026. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But here we are, guys. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. As always, we're going to start here with the futures, and then we'll move into our watch list. Give me 1 second. Let me send this text message. Alright, let's rock and roll. Apple new M5 chip getting released. Nice. eBay chart. We'll check it out here in a minute. Here we are. Bro, Jesus. Trying to fix my thing here. I left my fan on, so my nose is all stuffy. Staticky. Can you guys hear the fan? If so, I'll turn it off. Can you guys hear it? One if you can, two if you can't. I'll be sure to fix it for you guys. Just let me know. And this delay on YouTube is nuts, man. We gotta get back on Kick. We do. We gotta get back on Kick ASAP. One if you can hear it, two if you can't. Alright, I'll turn it off, no problem. Alright, let's get it. Here we are. NQ. This is the monthly time frame. Honestly, not much has changed since the last time we talked about it. Let me change the color of this because I'm blending with the candles. Pretty much same spot, right? Nothing really to discuss here. Weekly chart. What I was referencing was the inside bar. We are trading inside of that previous week's candle. So this leaves a lot of opportunity for us this week, because we obviously have last week's candle and then we're inside of that previous week's candle. And even right now, right, we're inside of the inside bar. So a lot of value here. We could obviously look for the test, the failure for a short. We can look for the break, the reclaim for long, or we can look for the break and hold for long. So we can look for the break and hold for shorts. So no matter what, long as we get moving this week, we should have opportunity, right? The only way we're not going to have opportunity is if we just stay like this, which hopefully we don't. But you guys know what I always say. When we have a big candle like this, whether it's bullish or bearish, and it immediately gets reversed, that's usually the confirmation for continuation, which leads me to believe that we will go higher here on this daily and weekly chart. This daily chart, it's a little tricky. One, because we're still below this major supply. Two, we're still above this major demand. And you can see pretty much last week, all we did was literally pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, and then here we are. So what I'm watching tonight actually is, one, the supply. If we push into it, reject, and get back below that previous day's high, which would be Friday at 25.050, that's the A plus short scenario for a move back down into these lows. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm watching here. And what that's going to look like is this on the hourly, right? You guys can see we have a very defined supply up here, which we've struggled at numerous of times, right? You can even argue that head and shoulders is very much so still intact with the left shoulder, right shoulder, head, neckline. So what I'm going to be focused on is obviously the supply, 25.120, 25.170. Major inflection point here is 24.970. So these are essentially our parameters going into tomorrow, right? We're going to look for obviously a push into the supply, a failure for a potential short. That's number one. Number two is we're looking for, hey, a clean break and hold above this supply. Very likely go back into all-time highs to fill that imbalance. That would be 25.170 and then 25.250 and then 25.400. Now the top watch here is if we reject the supply as we have previously, right, get that rejection, and then we lose 24.970, that's the A plus short scenario, back down into 24.700s. Potentially even this demand, right? So that's kind of what I'm watching there. I mean, right now, this is technically bullish, right? If you look at the hourly, we do have a nice little uptrend here. Macro demand hold, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low. So as long as we're above this 24.970, essentially 25,000, I mean, this is bullish here, okay? Macro structure is bullish. This is bullish as of right now. Now, if that changes, right, and we get back below 24.970, that's a different story, okay? That's when this chart shifts a lot. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to answer this phone call. Give me 2 seconds. All right, I'm good to go. Yeah, my bad. I had to answer that phone call. All right. Here we go. ES. Similar story here, right? Similar story. Pretty much identical game plan. Major supply, major demand, right? This supply is much more defined though, as you guys can see. Huge. That would be 67.55, 67.70. Major demand, 65.40, right? So what we're watching this week is obviously push back into supply, weakness for rejection, or if we just automatically reject, say for example a little bit earlier, and lose 6,700, that's the A plus short scenario. In order for me to be confident long on this chart specifically, we got to get back above all-time highs, okay? 68.13 is that level for longs. Now, if we just all of a sudden, flip around and, get weak, we can watch this demand down here initially for demand bounce. But obviously, we want to see continuation, below this demand or above this supply. Question for you guys. What are we doing this week? Higher or lower? I'm going to do a quick poll while I drink of water. What do we got? Where are we headed? Higher. I want to see what you guys think. What do you guys think? Okay, interesting. 60% higher. Wait, a lot of you guys think we're going higher. Rightfully so. Charts are pretty bullish for the most part. RTY here. Very interesting chart. And I say that because we failed these all-time highs. But as you can see, we're also just holding demand, right? So these charts are very tricky going into this week's session. Essentially what we're watching here on RTY is the top and the bottom of the supply, right? We're watching for a push back into 2,500. This is my top short watch. If we show weakness in this area, that's an A plus short, okay? Now, downside, we can watch this demand initially for a demand hold for a bounce. But again, ultimately, we want to see two things. Below 2420 for continuation, or we want to see above 2,500 for continuation, right? We want to see these ranges break, right? On NQ, the range, ES, the range, right? We've created a massive range. And you guys might say, well, we're in a range. Are you going to trade? Of course I am, right? Reason being is we are extremely volatile. The ATR is very elevated, right? Like if you look at this range is about 1,000 points, okay? Like I talked about last night on the Zoom, right? Just look at these moves here, right? We've seen a 100-point move in 4 minutes. Later in the day, another 100-point move in 4 minutes. Value is everywhere, right? This is where money is made in these conditions right here. Like if you look at the action, say for example, back here, back here, back here, here, this is not where the money's made, right? The money is made on moves like this or post moves like that when there's nice volatility. Volatility is our friend as day traders, but a lot of people make a big mistake. And the big mistake is when we're trading back here, they're trading with a certain position size, right? All through this area, they're trading with a certain position size, whatever it may be, right? Let's say they're trading with 5,000 throughout here, right? And then when that volatility increases, they carry that 5K position size over here, and they get absolutely smacked on the top of the noggin like fucking whack-a-mole. And that's why I do my best to prepare you guys. When that volatility increases, you have to compensate by sizing lighter, okay? Because 5K over here, when we're not as volatile, the P&L swings aren't going to be as big, right? Because we're not as volatile. But the 5K over here is going to be tremendously bigger because of how volatile we are and how we are moving. Okay, so it's very important when we do see an increase in volatility that you control what you can control, which is your risk. Okay, and that's very important, right? Like I said here, this is a fucking 300-point move on NQ. That's $6,000, right? If you scroll back to, let's say, over here, right? Let's just look at a big rip, right? A decently sized rip, right here. That's a 100-point move, right? In one candle, 5 minutes. Look over here. We made a 100-point move in 1 minute. Okay, so we're essentially 5 times the volatility that we've seen in the past few months, which is good, right? We love to see it. We genuinely do. But you gotta control what you control. And that is very important, and that's where a lot of traders go wrong and get absolutely smacked. YM here. I mean, look at this chart. Are we bullish or bearish here? You guys tell me. Are we bullish or are we bearish? Looking at this chart structure, bullish or bearish? Exactly. Bullish, right? Bullish, bullish, bullish. And with that being said, what we want to watch here is essentially the same range. 45, 650, 46, 900. All these charts are identical, right? You could argue and say, hey, Felony, that's it, head and shoulders. You're correct, right? We are bullish on a macro time frame, but we are starting to see signs of a potential reversal on a lower time frame, okay? And that's what happens always. You're always going to see a potential reversal on those earlier time frames versus the higher time frames. You always see the reversal, obviously, on the lower time frame before you do the higher time frame. So, this week's kind of a toss-up, right? Those higher time frames are very bullish. But again, if you go down here to, NQ hourly, there is potential. We reject here and obviously see lower, right? There is potential. We've seen it here, we've seen it here, we've seen it here, and we've seen the breakdown, right? So there is potential, but at the end of the day, we are bullish, okay? Silver, I mean, not really much to talk about on this chart, just unhealthy bullish. Gold, on the other hand, again, not on the other hand, on the same hand, it's unhealthy bullish, right? I mean, look at this fucking chart, man. It's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculously bullish, but, there's a big but here. There's opportunity. Just like all these other charts we've covered, what do you notice? We're pinned. A major supply and an absolute massive demand. So there is value here, right? What you're going to want to watch on gold. And again, guys, look at this. That's a 200-point range. This range right here is 100 points. One contract, that's $10,000. The ATR on gold skyrocketed. It's extremely, extremely high. So you need to keep that in mind and keep risk as your focus. Keep risk in check, right? That's very important. Now, with that being said, what we're watching, 4,300, watching that test and a failure for a rejection. That's number one, trade the top of that supply. Number two, pull back, hold a 4,200, 4,180 for a demand hold, right? Those are the two setups we can take based off of this supply and demand. The best setups here are going to be continuation, okay? If we can get above 4,300 and hold, that's your long setup back into all-time highs. Conversely, if we can get below 4,180, that is your A-plus short setup back down into 4,080, okay? So yes, we can trade the top of the supply, we can trade the bottom of this demand, but we ultimately want to see continuation, okay? And that is the theme of all these charts, guys, right? That is the theme of all these charts. We want to see continuation one way or another. Side note, I talked about this a while back, being the ultimate A-plus short on oil. Did I catch it? I didn't, but this was it. Remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago, talked about that short, and then we talked about this short. I personally didn't catch it, but all I do know is if oil loses 55, this is going down to 50 easily, okay? I'm not much of an oil trader, but if you are, watch 55, watch 60. Those are your opportunity levels. What else we got here? Let's go ahead and over to these individual names. I know a lot of you guys like to follow along with these. So, with that being said, type in the chat ready when you're ready. We'll start with Walmart and we'll go through them together, all right? I'm going to take another drink of water. Let me know when you guys are ready. Oh, you guys want to see this? Shameless ad scene. Are you ready? Am I like those other trade influencers yet? Bro, I got up for 1 second to get a water. Watch this, guys. Hold on. Like, my ass didn't even leave the chair. Look what happened. Commercial break, yeah. I'm about to show y'all. Hold on. Bro, my ass left the chair for like 15 seconds. Speaking of it, I need to get a new chair. I just hate buying a new chair because freaking Turbo and Scarlet, they literally annihilate my chairs. They're like their personal scratch post, even though they have one. So right now I'm standing up doing this live because she's taking my seat. It's whatever though. Yeah, don't spam. Don't spam. I don't want you guys to get timed out. That's the mod's job. I wouldn't say their job, but that's what they're here for, right? Is to make sure the chat's clean, organized, good vibe. So don't spam. Herman Miller, I have one. Scarlett, I actually had her first, and then I got Turbo. But all right, here we go, guys. Let's get it. All right, you're gonna have to move. I'm tired of standing up because my mic is too low and I have to bend over. Come on. That doesn't mean get more comfortable. That means get up. Come on. Bro, I try to pick her up and she lays down more. Like plops over. Like, come on, baby. You're not going to yell at me for trying to get you out of my chair. Bro, whatever. Alright, here we go. Wally World. It's probably a good thing. I need to stand up. I've had this stand-up desk for, I don't know, 3 years. And I've never used it once. Maybe now's a good time to use it, huh? Alright, here we go. Wally World. You guys can see my rationale here. Massive, right? Previous all-time highs. Retesting as support. Beautiful bull flag, right? This is an A+ setup in my book. What I'm watching for here is two things. Pullback. 105, 106 for a demand bounce. Or above 109.50 for longs into new all-time highs. This is my A+ setup for this week as long as these levels hold here. Okay? Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I mean, she's more than comfortable now, so fuck it. Dude, this is a crazy thing. I used to have a water bottle next to my desk because Turbo would get the zoomies and like come across my desk, and my desk is like a carbon fiber, so he like slide and it would knock everything off my desk from one end to the other end. So I got this little water gun from Amazon, and like when I heard like his feet coming, I would just spray him along the way before he got there, and eventually I sprayed him so much that it figured out like, hey, okay, it's probably not a good idea for me to jump on this table because I'm gonna get wet, and that's how I stopped that habit. But yeah, you just get the zoomies, go up the curtains, come back around, come across my desk, knock everything off my desk, and then just keep it pushing. But yeah, that's what I'm watching there on Wally World. Next, we have AMD here. Absolute beautiful chart, parabolic chart. Still maintaining those previous all-time highs. So to me, this is ultimately bullish. Long as we're above 225, that's my mindset, right? Long as we're above this 224, 225, I'm looking for those pullbacks to go long, or I'm looking for that break and hold above 242 to go long into 250. Again, this is also an A plus setup as long as those levels hold. On the other end here, if we lose 224, downside can get heavy here. So keep that on watch as well. Next, we have NVIDIA. This is kind of a side watch here. I don't really love this chart, but I do like it. As you guys can see, we're pinned below this major supply, but we're also holding this demand. So similar to, you know, the indices, NQ, ES, RTY, YM, and gold, where we are range bound, pinned between that major supply and demand. Same chart here. So NVIDIA, I want to see it above 185.50 for longs, or I want to see it below 176.50 to go short, targeting that 173. So essentially just looking for a break of the range, just like those other names. Apple, I do like this chart a lot. We have that weekly high or low here. We did not quite break those all-time highs, so that gives us the opportunity to do so. I like this demand hold. I like this double bottom here after making that low off that sell. We've reclaimed this big structure here at 250. My mindset on Apple is fairly simple, right? If we're above 250 on Apple, I'm bullish, right? That's my mindset this week. Now, if we lose 250, my mindset shifts. We lose 250 on Apple, that's where I'll be comfortable going short, targeting 245. So my decision-making level this week on Apple is that 250, okay? Next, we have Google. This chart has been a freight train, right? We got this beautiful weekly bull flag, nice strong closure through last week's session. Daily swept the previous day's low, got the nice strong closure. All-time highs here being 255.80, fresh high or low on the hourly. Beautiful flat top, double top, whatever you want to call it. If we can get above 256 here, this should go parabolic into 260 plus. So this is the A plus breakout for this week if we can get above that resistance. And yeah, man, that's what I'm watching this week for my top day trades in terms of setups on these individual names. I do have some sweet swings for you guys that we found last night when I went live. Just to kind of prepare for the Sunday watch list. So we'll go over those real quick and then we'll call it a night. Side note, is the fucking heat on? I am torching over here. Hold on a second. Yeah, I had that heater on from yesterday. Today it was like 70 degrees out. Yesterday it was like 40. Today it was like 70 something. So fucking office is all fucked up. NQ short coming into play. Let me see. Now we're still holding strong here. NQ, like I said, is ultimately bullish above 24,970, 25,000. This is bullish. I mean, look at that 4 hour. Just pulled back, held that structure. Hourly, pulled back, held that structure. Very nice charts here. So if we're above that, we're bullish. Side note, Dollar General, A plus swing setup. Top watch this week. As long as we're above this 97, 100 level, I'm going to be long on this. Monday morning, we're above this. I'm going to be scaling into a swing here, targeting 120 at the top of this structure. This is my A plus swing setup here. Absolutely beautiful. Dollar General, beautiful across the board. Across the board. Next, we have XYZ. Same setup we've been watching for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Beautiful rally. Base. We're looking for that demand hold to go long into the top of that supply, or we're looking for that strong closure above that downtrend in that structure for a swing back into these hundreds. This is a chart I think can go absolutely parabolic if we get above that 8250. XYZ above 8250 or demand hold off of 71. This is also an A plus swing setup. LMT, similar to Dollar General. Beautiful structure retest here. You can argue, hey, this is a cup and handle, right? You could say that. Regardless, it's bullish. 488 is the level here. As long as we hold this 488, I am very interested in a swing. But we do have earnings, so I'm probably not going to take this, but I will keep it on watch. Next, we have UPS. This is the A plus setup. We are retesting this demand, which we have not broke since 2006, 8, 12, 13, 2020, here again in 2025. This is huge. Beautiful bullish divergence. Beautiful fade to go lower on the daily. Double bottom. Game plan here is I'm going to grab starters come Monday, tomorrow. And if we can get above this 89, I'll add into this. And we will look for that move back into 98, 100, and that 106. This is a capital A plus setup. Swing setup. Nice volume coming off this demand from back in 2006. Huge, guys. Beautiful bullish divergence. This is an A plus setup if you've never seen one. Target, very similar. Look at that. All the way back in 2018. Resistance, resistance, support, support, and support. Beautiful setup. Daily failure to go lower, double bottom. If we can get above 92 here, even if we don't, I'm going to enter this come Monday. I'm going to enter probably UPS, Dollar General, and this. One of the three, at least. Starters will add to a winning position above 92. And we're going to look for that squeeze back into the structure at 100 plus. Top watches, UPS, A++++. Target, A++. Dollar General, A+. We have 3 fucking beautiful swings, guys. A lot to look forward to this week. This is beautiful, okay? Beautiful. These are going to be my focuses for the 5K account, which is absolutely printing because last week we put on a clinic with VIX. Went long VIX here, sold for 100% plus, waited for the pullback. We re-entered for a second time here and then sold for 100% plus. We caught 2 back-to-back 100% swings last week on VIX in the 5K account, bringing it to $6,400. Looking sweet, man. We're almost up 30%, just shy of it. So very, very happy there. Very, very happy there. But yeah, man, that's going to conclude tonight's watch list. Running short on time here, so let's go ahead and get into these giveaways. And if you guys got any last-minute questions, we'll get into that actually before the giveaway, so we can do that now. Anybody have any questions, whether it's trading, business, entrepreneurship, whatever it may be, feel free to ask it. I will be more than happy to answer. Now's your time. Can you explain the correlation between ES and the markets of SPY? Well, SPY is ES, ES is SPY, QQQ is NQ, and Q is, you know, it's one's the future, one's the ETF. Bitcoin, we'll take a look at it. Let's see. I mean, like I said, guys, ultimately, right, if you want to just speak facts, Bitcoin above 107, that's still bullish. Okay, there's no way around that, right? That's still very much so bullish. But if we lose that, we could see some, you know, short-term downside. Ethereum, 4,000 is a level which we're actually losing, so that is concerning here, especially rejecting that previous all-time high. So I mean, crypto looks a bit shaky. I can't lie. Yeah, all of crypto looks pretty shaky right now. Can't lie. If I have a super small account, less than 1K, I wouldn't even trade options. I would go the prop firm route. Even if you have a lot of capital, I would go the prop firm route. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer. How can I fix this, though? You guys can't really see the chat, can you? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Should be able to see it now. This looks horrible though. What the fuck? Horrible. Alright, I'll work on that later. Not stressing that. What do we got? SPX. I just like the way it moves. Just like I trade, ES as well. What prop firms do I recommend? Same ones I just showed you. So right here are the only ones that I would recommend. Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, Apex, right? Those are the only ones I would really recommend. Being, that Take Profit Trader, again, Tradeify, Apex. Fundinex is also a good one, but all of those are the only ones I would use personally. Just so you know you're safe, you're going to get a payout, follow the rules, you're good. What else we got? Opinions trading on a margin account? I mean, if you need to, you need to. There's nothing wrong with it. Mentorship? It's closed. Closed. I'm not sure when I'm going to open it back up either. But alright guys, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. I'll go ahead and hop on out of here. Let's go ahead and get this thing crack-a-lacking. Let's get this thing crack-a-lacking. Alright. Keyword tonight. It's going to be FST. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Do not spam, please. Yes, all you have to do is type it one time. And FST. That's all you have to do. FST. That's all you have to do. Type it one time and you are good to go. Whoa, whoa. Ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah, delay is pretty crazy on YouTube, for sure. For sure. Alrighty, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. JW-UH2KD. A name that I've never seen before. Interesting. We have to check the logs on this one. If you are here, please type in the chat before this gets to a minute. Alright? Please, please, please. Please, please, and please. Where we at? Said I'm here. Awesome. Let me check the chat logs. Channel activity. It's first live? Is that what I'm seeing here? JW, is this your first live? That's all it's showing. Nothing wrong if it is. Nothing wrong if it is. I was just curious. Regardless, congratulations. Good win, man. Or woman. Sorry. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, cool. No worries. Alright, we'll do one more for good measure. One more for good measure. Let me go ahead and reset this. Giveaway options. Keyword is going to be turbo. Good luck, everybody. We'll do one more for good measure. Turbo is the keyword. And then I gotta get skedaddle. Skedaddle waddle. I'm ready. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bra WMR 561. That's a very new name as well. I don't know if YouTube changed something, but I really would. I'm gonna figure this out with Kick. They haven't messaged me back from their support, but I'm about to dive deep down the rabbit hole to get that fixed because I can't lie. I hate being on YouTube. I do. The delay is ass. Everything is fucking ass. Yeah, YouTube is fucking ass. Side note. Nah, I'm not even gonna get into it. Nice, man. Good winner. Good winner. Good winner. Good winner. Alrighty, congratulations to JW and brah. Regardless if you guys won or not, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Listen to me, y'all. I appreciate every single one of you guys for taking time out of your Sunday to come kick it. You guys know I do this for you guys. And yeah, man, I've done it for literally almost 6 years now, maybe a little bit more, and I don't ever plan on stopping. So hopefully you guys enjoy these. If you do, be sure to smack that like button. You don't even gotta smack the like button. I don't, as long as you show up, I'm happy. But yeah, man. But yeah, it looks like we could be forming a little head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Like I said, guys, tonight, if you're trading NQ, just focus on these two levels. Okay, that's all you have to do. These two levels. If we fail here, form that head and shoulders, and lose 24,970 on NQ, by all means, short this motherfucker into the ground, okay? Below 24,970, short this into the fucking ground. That simple, okay? That simple. If we break that supply, you know what to do. But, yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night here. Again, appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in tonight. Robert, it would be done via Botrix, because I'm not going to sit here for all 10. So you will get a message, and that way you'll be able to get it. So I'm going to do that at random right now as soon as I pop off here. And yeah, I don't have enough time to do, all of them on live. But yep. And if you won tonight out of the 2 people and you're in First Step, just let me know and I will give you a free month as well. Okay? But yeah, man, appreciate everybody for taking their time to tune in tonight. It's greatly appreciated. I'll see a majority of you guys tomorrow for live trading. Manifesting a bright green week for everyone. And yeah, man, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you guys in the morning. Peace.